Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality healthcare and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
We're back at Cross Insurance Arena for one final time as we get you set for the 8th and final game in this 8-game season-long series, and the 3rd and final matchup of this weekend set here in Portland, Maine, as the Norfolk Admirals get set to take on the Maine Mariners. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Nick Gimbel here on the Cox Mobile pregame show, bringing you all of the Admirals action here as we wind down the 2025-2026 regular season. After this afternoon's matchup, only 3 games left to go in Greensboro, North Carolina, but a 3 p.m. afternoon puck drop will conclude the Northeastern road trip here against the Maine Mariners. The Admirals with a 28-36 4-0 record, stalling out at 60 points after dropping the last 2 games here at Cross Insurance Arena to the hands of the Maine Mariners, who have improved their record to 41-19-6-3. The Mariners, with last night's 7-2 victory over the Admirals, were able to clinch home ice in at least the first round of the Kelly Cup playoffs in the North Division first round. Not sure if they will be able to catch the Wheeling Nailers, who still sit 5 points ahead of them. 3 games left for the Mariners. They play their final home game against the Worcester Railers, and then 2 more games for the Maine Mariners. So 6 available points, trailing the Wheeling Nailers by 5. It's unlikely they'll get to that #1 spot for home ice in the first 2 rounds, but they will have home ice in the first round. Still waiting to see whether they'll face the Adirondack Thunder or the Reading Royals. Both of them are clinched into the playoffs, but they're tied with 81 points, so they know they're in the playoffs. They know they're traveling for the first round, but do they book their bus ride to Portland, Maine, or to Wheeling, West Virginia? For the Admirals, Isaac Poulter will get the start in net again tonight. He exited the game on Friday. He looked to be dealing with a sort of lower body physical ailment. I did get word it was not a serious injury, not a serious ailment. It was a scheduled start for Alex Worthington on Saturday last night. So Isaac Poulter should be green-lit and good to go for this afternoon's matchup. It'll be his 41st appearance on the season, a 23-16 1-0 record on the season, 1 shutout on the season with a 2.84 goals against average and a .903 save percentage. And just as it was on Friday night, it'll be Isaac Poulter against Luke Kavalin, one of the only NHL signed players on this Maine Mariners roster. Loke Johansson is the other. The tall 6'3" defenseman is under a Boston Bruins contract. Luke Kavalin, standing at 6'1", 196 pounds, a 2001 birth year, This will be his 33rd appearance on the season, 17-9-5 record with a 2.27 goals against average and a .919 save percentage. Slight lineup changes for the Admirals coming into tonight. Brandon Osmondson rejoins Hebert and Florent on the top line. Those three get the start. Brody Crane back in the lineup. He'll be on the right side with Christophe Papp and Jaden Dureau on the second unit. Jack O'Leary will center Michael Satera and Nick McCary on the third line. Andre Sutter also reinserted back into the lineup. He'll be in between Marco Reifenberger and Carter Corpy in his second professional game. Scored 2 goals in his professional debut last night, the only 2 goals for the Admirals. D pairs are as follows. Carson Musser on the top unit with Jack Piscucci. David Drake on the second unit with Josh McDougall, and Engum and Magnuson, the third D pair, gets the start this afternoon for the Admirals. Nathan Knoll and Ben Zalotti not dressed for the Admirals. Also making his pro debut this afternoon, Dylan McKinnon. Spent some time in the QMJHL and Canadian Juniors, and a Nashville Predators draft pick will be wearing number 42 for the Maine Mariners, alongside Jackson Bellamy on the second line D pair, and Xander Lampa is inserted into the lineup for the first time in this weekend series for the Mariners, a center on the fourth line. Tynan Ewert will be out of the lineup, as well as Michael Underwood. And the Mariners take to the ice in their throwback yellow uniforms that sort of mimic the Boston Bruins uniforms. They are the ECHL affiliate of those Boston Bruins, so it makes sense. The throwback logo on the chest, this is their typical Sunday afternoon uniform, and the Admirals will be in their standard road whites, trimmed in navy blue and gold.
Here's today's starting lineup for your Maine Mariners. Starting at forward, number 9, Brooklyn.
So the top line is going to get the start for the Mariners. Brooklyn Kalmakov enters the ice as a Providence Bruins signed player. Max Andreev and Zach Jordan will also get the start.
Starting at forward, number 27, Zach Jordan.
Looks like Zachary Massicott and Nick Anderson will be also getting the start on defense. So top D pair, top line getting the start for the Mariners. Top forward lines, and Braden Engum and Will Magnuson getting the start for the Norfolk Admirals. And as mentioned, it's Isaac Poulter's afternoon to shine against Luke Cavalin. So we're pleased you've joined us here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. We'll wrap up our Cox Mobile pregame show and send it down to ice level and get you set for the national anthem and puck drop here for Sunday afternoon action at Cross Insurance Arena here in Portland, Maine, as the Norfolk Admirals get set to take on the Maine Mariners for the final time this season.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's pregame ceremony presented by Port City Flooring. We ask that both captains join us in center ice for both of today's ceremonial puck drops. Please welcome to the ice, Finn and Keenan Monahan. Finn and Keenan are Mariners season ticket holders, and today, Finn is celebrating his birthday. All right, drop that puck. Great job, enjoy the game. And now, please welcome to the ice to drop the puck, Joe Dunbar. Great job, Joe and Jordan. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as you're able and remove your caps for the presentation of today's colors. Please welcome to the ice, Pack 454 from Oakland and Sydney, Maine, accompanied by Pack 64 from Augusta. Please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem from Shaded Strings. Thank you.
For the final time this season, we're ready to drop the puck here in the Northeast. Nick Gimbel here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. It's the final game between the Admirals and the Maine Mariners. The Mariners in their yellow-based throwback uniforms, trimmed in white and black, will be moving left to right across the ice surface. Luke Cavill in the net to our left. Isaac Poulter in the net to our right for the Admirals in their road white uniforms trimmed in navy blue and gold. As mentioned, it's the top line. Grant Hebert, Brady Florent, and Brandon Osmondson getting the start, with Will Magnuson and Braden Engum. Opposite them will be the top lines of Max Andrieff, Brooklyn Kalmakov, and Zach Jordan, with Zachary Massicott and Nick Anderson on defense for the Mariners. We'll bring the teams to center ice. Fresh 20 minutes on the board for period one. We're underway here at Cross Insurance Arena. Nick Anderson's going to start play up through center for Brooklyn Kalmakov down the near side at the circle. He'll send one on goal. Poulter makes the first save of the night. Anderson from the near side half wall has it knocked away by Grant Hebert, and Brandon Osmondson forces the play out towards center, but Andrieff resets it for Massicott and gets it back from Brooklyn Kalmakov to go back to Nick Anderson, resetting on the breakout of the Mariners. 30 seconds gone in this first period. Isaac Poulter already with a save on the afternoon. Kalmakov has it knocked away by Magnuson, and Florent tries to stretch the play for Hebert and Osmondson, but it splits them. Osmondson's in on the forecheck, disrupting the breakout on Brooklyn Kalmakov, and he'll flush him behind the net. Nielsen takes a bump from Osmondson as the Mariners work through the neutral zone, and it's dumped into Jack Piscucci's corner up the far side. Past Brody Crane, and the Admirals have 6 skaters on the ice right now. And we're going to have our first penalty of the afternoon. It's actually a tripping penalty against Brandon Osmondson. Just 1 minute into the game.
Congratulations, Section O, Row 10. You'll be going home with Jordan's Furniture Ropes Course coupon.
So the Admirals are on their first Centera Therapy Center penalty kill of the night. Magnuson can't get it out, and Kalmakov works it from the near half wall. Kalmakov moves it to the corner. Andreev gives it back to him. From the near side circle to the slot, it goes to Cronin, and Anderson works it to the near side for Kalmakov. Towards the front, off a skate of Magnuson, and Poulter covers it up. 27 seconds into the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill.
Presented by LLB. If the Mariners score the first period, Megan L. from Hollis will be going home with a $25 LLB gift card.
Admirals are 18 for 22 on the penalty kill against the Maine Mariners this season for an 81.8% success rate through 7 games and a 76.9% success rate overall on the season on the kill. Carson Musser will force the Mariners back to their own defensive end, out with Josh McDougall on the penalty kill with Christoph Papp and Andre Sutter on the ice halfway through the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. Through center, it's taken away, and Papp will send it right back down the ice. Admirals make a 3-player line change. Like Michael Cetera out, along with Engum and Magnuson defensively, and Andre Sutter will watch this one go through center for Hemstrom to the near side. Jordan, saved by Poulter, right into the left-handed catching glove with 45 seconds left on Brandon Osmundson's tripping penalty. Jack O'Leary will come onto the ice. Let's see who he replaces. It will be Andre Sutter. Jack O'Leary scored a shorthanded goal on Friday. Still 45 seconds left on this kill. Push to the corner in the Admirals defensive zone. Comes to the blue line, Nielsen to the far side. Hemstrom doesn't take the shot, and Nielsen moves it back to him on the far half wall. On the outside of the net on the far side, push back to the near circle for Jordan. Shot by Nielsen, in and out of the glove of Poulter, and Engum clears it behind the net, and Xander Lampa with his first action of this 3-game series moves it to the blue line. Nielsen along the way to the near side for Jordan. From the circle, he'll backhand it for Xander Lampa. Back to the corner for Jordan, paddled by Poulter, back to the corner, but the Mariners still hold on to it. 8 seconds left on the kill. Nielsen shot blocked away by the shin pad of Engum, and Hemstrom holds on to it on the far side. Around Jack O'Leary, we're back to 5-on-5 full and even strength. It's cleared by Magnuson. O'Leary can't send Osmundson on the breakaway. Mariners move it to the slot off a skate of O'Leary. He's bumped down. Nielsen doesn't take the shot. He moves it to the near half wall. Hemstrom shot on, deflected wide by Lampa inadvertently, and it's cleared to the near side. .27 left in a scoreless first period. Norfolk still without a registered shot on goal. This one rolls towards the front for Luke Haviland to paddle it with his left-handed goal stick to the near side, and it's deflected over the glass and out of play with 16-16 left in this first period. Still no score. The Admirals are 1 for 1 on the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill so far. Face off in the offensive zone on the near side circle. Hebert, Florent, and Osmundson out with Musser and McDougall paired back up together. Florent, quick shot, goes off a shin pad. And Willem DeVoe starts the breakout. Goes off a skate of McDougall, tries to keep it to the neutral zone. Unsuccessful on the first whack. And it comes through the slot to the near side hash marks. Osmundson's dumped on his backside in his pro debut. Dylan McKinnon lays out Brandon Osmundson on the near side half wall and forces a Sheraton waterside icing against the Admirals with 15:59 left in the first period. Well, Dylan McKinnon, a Moncton, New Brunswick product. 2005 birth year, and Brandon Osmondson met all 6'2", 203 pounds of him. Far side circle face-off in the Admirals defensive zone, picked up and sent up the near side and cross ice by Osmondson for Brady Florent. Tries to flutter one to Hebert. He's back behind the defense. Save Kavlin, rebound in the slot. Osmondson sends one just wide of the far post. Osmondson back from the far corner. Tied up as it goes back through the slot. Musser with a backhander, stopped in front, and Xander Lampa chases Osmondson to the far side. He goes hard into the far end boards, and McDougall joins the fray. Throws it towards the front. Kavlin makes the save, and he does everything he can to cover it up and halt the Admirals' offensive onslaught with 15:29 left in period one. That might be the best offensive shift from the Admirals in this three-game series. Second line's going to come out. Pap, Crane, and Duro, with Musser and McDougall staying out. Crane moves it to the blue line on the offensive face-off win. This one goes off the right pad of Kavlin, who had no idea where it was. Far side corner, Crane back to the blue line. McDougall walks, lets one go, deflected wide. And again, Luke Kavlin just under siege and has to cover it with a right-handed catching glove almost 5 minutes into this first period. No line changes will get reset for a far side circle face-off again. Mariners are taking their sweet time getting set up for this face-off. They should have a centerman tossed out for it, but to no avail. Andreev will stay in against Pap. Loose puck on the tie-up, and Pap moves it to Brody Crane at the top of the zone. Crane, far side for McDougall at the blue line. The right-handed shot sends it on goal. Right pad saved by Kavlin. Admiral starting to string together some offensive shifts. Andreev sends it to the slot, and Brooklyn Kalmakov will use a lob wedge on Master Sunday to send it all the way down to Carson Musser's corner in the defensive zone. Back to the middle, dangerously, Kalmakov high slot. Nielsen backdoor deflected, just wide by Andreev. That close to a 1-0 lead for the Mariners this time as they go on the offensive attack. Andreev dumps it wide of Poulter, off the end boards to the near half wall. Nielsen off the stick of Kalmakov to the blue line. Jordan shot blocked away by Musser to the near side. Nielsen gives it back at the goal line for Jordan. And back behind, it's Brooklyn Kalmakov trying to walk up the near wall. Jordan and Andreev watch it go past them around the boards, and Musser sends it to the neutral zone for Jaden Duro. A bouncer is sent off the body of the linesman by Christoph Pap, who's tied up, heading off to the bench for a line change. 14-13 left in a scoreless first period. Mariners got the first 4 shots on goal. The Norfolk Admirals with the next 4 shots on goal. We're tied up at 4 with the shot category, but still scoreless 6 minutes into the game. Glove down on the far half wall and knocked out of the air. Skated into by Carter Corpy. Made his pro debut last night, and a high stick by David Drake goes unwhistled as Perreault plays it. Carter Corpy scored both goals for the Admirals last night in his pro debut. Shot blocked away, and there's Nick McCary. He'll have an option down the left wing side for Jack Piscucci joining the play. And it's dumped in for Jackson Bellamy in the trapezoid. Near side McKinnon trying to get away from the forecheck of Nick McCary. Up the wall, Magnuson sends it cross ice to the far side corner. Corpy gets tied up and plastered to the end glass on the far side. And there's Robert Crone into backhand it past Perreault. Does this have legs for an icing call? It does not, so Magnuson's going to have to play it. Will Magnuson drops it back for Braden Engum, working right through center. Far side off the wall, and Hebert gets to the puck first. That's supposed to be taken into account for the hybrid icing, but it will be a Sheraton Waterside icing called against the Admirals with 13:09 left in the first period. Whether you're celebrating a win or bouncing back from a tough game, remember you can always win at Beam Light Sauna. Experience the benefits of infrared saunas and light therapy. Detoxify, recover, and recharge. Visit BeamLightSauna.com to book your session today. Far side circle face-off in the Admirals zone is won by the Mariners. Massacot's dump in is blocked by Florent. He'll send Osmondson back to Florent over the blue line. Hebert back for Osmondson, backhand. Did that go off the outside of the net, or did Luke Cavillon get a paddle on it? Either way, it stays out somehow, and Hebert gets it on the far half wall. Engum walks the line, back to Hebert at the top of the zone. Shot pinballs to the near corner. We're going to need another look at that one as Magnuson works to the slot, pokes it right onto the stick of Massicotte. And there goes McGuire 2-on-2 with Cheveldayoff. Trying to push it to the far side corner for Nielsen jumping up in the play. And Grant Hebert will work out, and a high stick from Braden Engum is missed as Nielsen looks back. Poked that to the neutral zone for Brandon Osmondson down the far side wall. He's thrown to the ice, stays on for the forecheck, and picked up by Willem DeVoe. Over the blue line, Hemstrom. DeVoe behind McDougall, and he sends it off the post behind Poulter. What is going on right now? Michael Cetera the other way through the neutral zone. High slot, Musser. Shot blocked away by McKinnon. Cetera, high slot, shot saved by Cavillon. 12 minutes left in a chaotic first period. The shot from Cetera goes wide to the far side. Musser down low for Reifenberger. McDougall has a stick break. I've never seen a start to the game like this. Cetera, a delayed offside. Andre Sutter plays it. And we'll catch our breath with 11:37 left in period one. We'll take our first media timeout, still scoreless here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia B, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
This is Josh McDougall, and you're listening to Admirals Hockey on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Now let's get back to the action with Nikki Gimbel.
11:37 left in a somehow still scoreless first period. Both teams with glorious opportunities. Brandon Osmondson moved it from backhand to forehand, back to his backhand, trying to get around Luke Cavillon. Not sure if Cavillon got a paddle on it or if Osmondson threw it off the outside of the net, but then the other way. Isaac Poulter had a play go off the post behind him and out the other side. So still scoreless, almost 8.5 minutes into this first period. From the neutral zone, the Mariners send it back from their defensive end after the face-off win. Kalmakov works it into the near side circle. It's poked away by David Drake. Piscucci lays a hit on him, but Kalmakov holds on to it. For the blue line, it's held by McKinnon. That shot goes just wide. As Duro has it on the near side corner, starting the breakout for Christoph Papp. Back into the far side, there's Jack Piscucci. Down the wall, he'll work it over the blue line. That's about a mile offside. With 11:10 left in the first period. Now through April 30th, get t-shirts starting as low as $20 and all Admirals novelty items for 20% off when you shop our online store. Visit our website or our social media to access this sale and shop today. 11:10 left in this first period. A far side circle face-off coming up. Far side face-off dot rather. Just outside of the Mariners' defensive zone. Papp wins it back to the red line. It's Braden Engum along for Will Magnuson. He'll dump it around the boards. It's behind past Luke Cavillon. And back into the trapezoid behind. Anderson up to the far corner, stolen away. And Brody Crane back in front. Papp sends one off a body of Cavillon to the near corner. Poke to the near side for Magnuson. Sends a shot wide. Engum trying to get there at the blue line. Dumps it around the boards behind. Papp lets it go through him for Jaden Duro on the near side circle. Pushed aside by Nick Anderson, who falls down but holds possession for the Mariners. And Kalmakov sends Andreev through center ice. That one's knocked away. There's no offside. Braden Engum sent it back into his own defensive zone and gets it from Brody Crane, starting a breakout. Cross ice, it's deflected, but Jaden Duro sends it onto the forehand of Brody Crane. And paddled away by Luke Cavillon to keep play going with Jacob Perreault. Perreault trying to get around Carter Corpy. And McDougal finds Andre Sutter working down the wall. Poked in. And still held behind the net. Long saucer pass goes on goal, so Poulter plays it right back up the far side wall. Corpy dumps it off the near side half wall into Mariner territory. And thrown back up to the near side half wall for Robert Cronin to reset it for Nielsen. Past the halfway point of the first period, still no score. Deflected off the body of Musser to the near corner. Poulter thought about coming out to play it. Robert Cronin gets there first, backhands to the blue line. Anderson with a pump fake, sending it down to the corner instead of on goal. Perreault walks to the top of the zone, holds it at the high slot, works to the far circle. Unable to filter it on goal. Delayed penalty coming up again on Norfolk as Poulter's interfered with in front of the net. More pushing and shoving now behind the net as Andre Sutter trying to stir things up. .9:16 left in this first period. The Admirals are going on another Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. We'll see what comes from all that. It's Musser. Musser has words for Alexander Bouchard all the way into the beat box penalty box for roughing. Magnuson with a little time on the near side corner to clear it off the glove hand of Christoph Papp out to the neutral zone, and Jack O'Leary dumps it in deep. Cavillon with a whack onto the shin pads of Christoph Papp going in on the forecheck, and Anderson works through center ice. Drops it back to Kalmakov and finds Perreault through center over the blue line around O'Leary. Spin move doesn't work on Magnuson, poked away, and it goes in. Mariners out to a 1-0 lead with 8:51 left in period one on a power play goal. That makes them 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Maine works it all the way down to Admiral territory. There's David Drake. Andreev's 19th of the season gives Maine the 1-0 lead. Dumped in all the way down. Cavillon comes out to play it, so there's no icing. Up the near side wall, the linesman's caught up. Osmondson tackled down by Hemstrom. Hebert tries to hold the line. It's poked away by Piscucci. Cross ice for Brady Florent. He'll reset it for David Drake up the near side for Piscucci. Backhands one on for Osmondson. Off the pad of Cavillon, a perfect shot for a rebound, but it was overskated by Florent. And DeVoe backhands on the way for Sebastian Vidmar, working 1-on-4. Vidmar to the near half wall, back to the high slot. Johansson fans on it. McCary sends it off the far boards for Grant Hebert onside. Hebert tied up by Johansson, lost his glove, and poked at by McDougal to the far corner. High stick goes uncalled. 7:43 left in period one. We continue on with the Mariners leading 1-0. McGuire for Cheveldayoff. Rimmed around the boards to the near corner. Musser cuts it down. And McDougal gives it back to his captain to start the breakout. Taken down on the far side corner, and there's Jack O'Leary. He's going to try to use his speed through center ice. Stops up at the blue line. Has it knocked away by Anderson for a moment. Satera is there. Back to O'Leary. To the corner, it's Nick McCary. Tied up by Massacott. Satera is there. Pounding Robert Cronin on the back check. Cronin the opposite direction towards the Admirals zone. Near side Cheveldayoff. Backhand cross ice. Good defensive stick from Michael Satera. Perreault walks, sends it back to the high slot. Glove down by Cheveldayoff. McCary bumps him, and Magnuson takes over for Satera, McCary, and O'Leary to go on a partial 3-on-2. Too far away from O'Leary, and McKinnon resets it for Maine. Up the near side, it's Perreault. At the center ice red line, he'll look over his options. It's through the legs of Christoph Papp onside. Venuto towards the front of the net. Cronin drops it back for Nielsen at the blue line. Cross ice over the stick of Piscucci. Perreault, 14 out of 13, works to the top of the zone. Knocked away by Dureau. Might have a 2-on-1 with Brody Crane. Dureau, skate to stick, onside, and it's kicked into the corner. And Kavalin plays it along for Johansson. Jacob Perreault gives it back to Loki Johansson. Pounded at the red line, but holds on to it around Brody Crane. Pokes it to Robert Cronin on the near side. Pressured into a turnover by Brody Crane. 6:06 left in period one. 1-0 lead for the Mariners. Braden Engum from the far corner. Rims it up to the near side for Piscucci. Long-range saucer pass. Flutters away from Christoph Papp, but not enough for an icing call. Off a skate onside. Dureau leaves it. Crane far side in the slot. Papp turns and fires wide of the net. Back out in front off the glass and picked up by the Mariners. Brooklyn Kalmakov skates down the near side. Knocked away by the stretch stick of David Drake, and Papp leaves it for McDougal joining the play. McDougal trying to walk it towards the front, backhand through the crease, and it can't be poked in. Reifenberger was right there. He gets it back behind the net. Near side, top circle, Drake on goal, save Kavalin with 5:24 left in period one. Andre Sutter again mixing it up, as well as Reifenberger in front. Dureau and Sutter. Sutter's already dropped the glove. May have been thrown away by Jordan. And everybody will separate. We'll take our second media timeout. Maine leads 1-0 with 5:24 left in period one. You're on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
.24 left in period one. Admirals trail 1-0, but they lead in the shot category 9-7 and have had some of their best offensive opportunities over the last 7 periods or so here in this first period. They fell to the Maine Mariners on Friday 6-3 and last night 7-2. Trying to get back on the right side of the win column before we head to Greensboro, North Carolina for a 10:30 a.m. school day game on Thursday. And Josh McDougal back in his defensive end. Florent trying to send Hebert back the other way, but Jordan trying to split the defense is knocked away by McDougal, and Musser bodies him into the corner. Florent and Hebert send Osmondson through center. Poked away from him at the blue line. Osmondson falls down trying to avoid the brunt of a collision from Jackson Bellamy. McDougal pinches down from the blue line, past Osmondson, and a 3-on-2, possibly a 2-on-1 developed for the Mariners. That goes all the way down deflected, so Poulter plays it from the trapezoid up the far side. Florent takes a hit from Andreev to play it along to Musser. Up the far side, Osmondson. Again, this time takes an elbow to the face that goes uncalled as the referee's back behind the play at a poor angle. And it goes all the way down to the Admirals' defensive end for a Sheraton Waterside icing with 4:30 left in period one. Loki Johansson gave Brandon Osmondson a nice, healthy forearm shiver and an elbow to the jaw on that hit on the far side. Osmondson chirping at him all the way to the bench for the line change. And the solo referee in a three-official system, it's what happens when the official trying to catch up to the play, and it happens in a three-official system, trying to skate all 200 feet of the ice. He's trailing the play with a poor angle, so it goes unseen, unnoticed. Luckily, no injury, and it wasn't super malicious, but as the Admirals, who have now been shorthanded twice in this game and without a power play, that could have been the first one of the afternoon, excuse me. Satera's shot goes deflected all the way up into the 40th row of the crowd as it's deflected over the netting and out of play with 4:10 left in period one. Now through April 30th, get t-shirts starting as low as $20 and all Admirals novelty items for 20% off when you shop our online store. Visit our website or our social media to access this sale and shop today. Face-off near side circle coming up. Offensive zone on the right-handed glove hand side of Luke Cavalier. O'Leary wins it back to the blue line. Engum walks near side, shot blocked off the backside of Henstrom, and he'll start a 3-on-2. To the near side, Vidmar at the circle, cross ice. Good stick lift by Engum, not allowing Willem DeVoe a shot on goal on the one-timer. There is DeVoe back at the red line. Vidmar onside down the near side boards. Holds onto it at the top of the circle. Trying to find McGuire, but it's taken away by Satera over the blue line. Onside, goes far side. Christoph Papp is there. Papp over the blue line. Drake to the near circle. Shot going for a deflection in front, and McCary goes down to the ice. Jack Piscucci is first on it, being shadowed by his opposite number 28, Ryan McGuire. Drake has his pass intercepted by Xander Lampa. Piscucci with a hard rim around the far side. It gets out to the neutral zone, poked at by Jaden Dureau, but no farther than the center ice red line. Back to David Drake with 3:12 left in period one. Admirals trail 1-0. Brody Crane working over the red line to the far side. It's Jaden Dureau trying to move it back to Crane. And it's taken back the other way on a 2-on-2, and the Mariners dump it in for a line change. Musser takes a hit from Cheveldayoff, and Dureau bumps it to the center ice circle. And there's Xander Lampa, and a roughing penalty coming up. Looks like it's going to be on the Mariners. Cheveldayoff seems to be the guilty party, protesting all the way to the beat box, penalty box. Cheveldayoff in the beat box, penalty box for roughing. 2:54 left in the first period. It's the first New Horizon Bank power play of the afternoon. The Admirals went 1 for 4 on Friday and 1 for 5 last night. 2 for 9 in the two games, but they're starting back in their own defensive end. Josh McDougal through center. At the red line, he'll send it off the near side wall for Jaden Dureau. It rolls away from him and backhanded back the other way. Isaac Poulter plays it back in the trapezoid for McDougal. Out with Florent, Dureau, Papp, and Hebert. Florent works to the blue line, sends it cross ice to the near side for Christoph Papp. Took too long to get to it, and it's cleared back to the blue line and out for Zach Jordan. Nick Anderson joins the play. It's a shorthanded 2-on-1 for the Mariners. Cross ice near side. A diving poke check from Brady Florent sends that back to the corner. halfway through the New Horizon Bank power play that has had little traction to this point, and we will see power play unit number 2 coming onto the ice for a set line change. Nick McCary will leave it for Braden Engum, out with Jack O'Leary, Carter Corpy, and Michael Cetera. Engum drops it back for Nick McCary in the neutral zone, and he'll leave it for Cetera on the near side boards in the offensive zone. Cetera walks in, shoots it off the blocker hand of Cavalin. Engum gets it on the far half wall, moves it behind the net. McCary out in front. Corpy fans on the one-timer. It bounced over his stick. Cetera can't hold a bouncing puck in with 25 seconds left on the New Horizon Bank power play. Cetera coming back over the blue line, moves it far side. O'Leary to the high slot. Corpy sends one towards the front. It's knocked away by Andreev, and Zach Jordan will work it back to the neutral zone. He's bodied by Corpy in front of the Admirals bench with 1:02 left in period 1, 7 seconds left on the power play. 45 seconds left in period 1. Admirals unsuccessful on their first power play opportunity of the afternoon. They still trail 1-0. Musser to the far side for Piscucci, working out of the defensive zone. Brody Crane moves it near side off the stick of Reifenberger to the offensive zone. Massacott bodied by Sutter and Reifenberger, but holds on to it for Venuto and bumped up the far side for Andreev. Venuto goes towards the net, interferes Carson Musser in the slot, but luckily Brody Crane gets it to the blue line, but not out. Andreev from the corner, 8 seconds left in period 1. Pinned along the near side half wall. Piscucci takes a man down to the ice. That's Andreev who falls down, and a last-second shot goes off the shoulder of Isaac Pulcher. 1-0 lead for the Mariners after 20 minutes of play. And when we come back to the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network, we'll bring you the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show right here from Cross Insurance Arena.
When you need medical care, ask Centera Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward, that spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
Admirals trail 1-0 to the Maine Mariners after 20 minutes of play. We welcome you in for the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show right here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Nick Gimbel pleased to bring you all the Admirals action as we wind down the 2025-2026 regular season. Only 3 more games to go in Greensboro, North Carolina after the conclusion of this afternoon's game and the final game here on the Northeastern road trip. The only goal of the period was a power play tally for Max Andreev, his 19th of the season. Perot and Kalmakov getting the helpers on that power play goal at the 11:09 mark of the first period. The Admirals went 0 for 1 on their power play opportunity. Maine scoring that power play goal in their second opportunity, making them 1 for 2. Admirals were able to outshoot the Mariners 10-9, and they had some of their best offensive opportunities in any of the 7 periods they've played here this weekend at Cross Insurance Arena. Specifically, the first 10 minutes of this game were pure chaos back and forth. Posts and open nets were missed, keeping it scoreless past the halfway point of the period. But a 1-0 lead for the Mariners will be carried into the second period. We'll step aside for a brief moment, and we'll have more Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric intermission show when we come back, as the Mariners still lead the Admirals 1-0 here after 20 minutes of play on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
Buds Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The home comfort hat trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for that.
When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
The catastrophic injury team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality health care and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia B, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
When you need medical care, ask Centera Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in, and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward, that spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The Home Comfort Hat Trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for that.
When it comes comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
The catastrophic injury team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
We welcome you back inside Cross Insurance Arena as we continue our Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show. The Mariners leading 1-0 over the Admirals after 20 minutes of play. We'll take a look at some out-of-town scores around the ECHL. The Reading Royals trying to separate themselves from the Adirondack Thunder. They're both tied at 81 points. Right now, the Royals have the 1-0 lead over the Wheeling Nailers, and the Trois-Rivières Lions have a 2-0 lead over the Adirondack Thunder. Both of those games are also at the end of their first period. After 20 minutes down in Florida, the Jacksonville Icemen and Orlando Solar Bears are tied at 3. 6 goals in that first period there at Veterans Memorial Arena. Atlanta down 1-0 to the Savannah Ghost Pirates at the end of 20 minutes. Worcester's up 1-0 over the Greensboro Gargoyles, the next and final opponent for the Admirals coming up at First Horizon Coliseum. Worcester will be right here at Cross Insurance Arena on Wednesday in the final home game for the Mariners regular season. And that will do it for the Eastern Conference. We'll take a look in the American Hockey League. The Manitoba Moose are up 1-0 over the Texas Stars at the end of their first period. And the Providence Bruins against the Springfield Thunderbirds are scoreless after 20 minutes of play. Taking a look up in the National Hockey League. Still unsure if this will be Alex Ovechkin's last season in the NHL. It's being advertised as potentially the last time Ovechkin and Crosby face off with one another. The Penguins and Capitals are scoreless after 20 minutes of play. The Boston Bruins, the NHL affiliate of this Maine Mariners team, will face off with the Columbus Blue Jackets later on this evening at 6 p.m. The Winnipeg Jets are not in action tonight. They are on the road tomorrow in Las Vegas against the Golden Knights. That is a 10 p.m. Eastern Time puck drop. Elsewhere around the world of sports, right now Kyle Larson leads in the NASCAR Cup Series at Bristol Motor Speedway in Tennessee. Last night, Denver defeated Wisconsin 2-1 to win the NCAA Men's National Championship. And Cameron Young has taken the solo lead at the Masters today. Rory McIlroy has fallen off. He started the day 11 under and tied for the lead. He's now 2 over on the day through 6 holes. Cameron Young 12 under and 1 under on the day has the solo lead. Henley and Rose on his tail at 10 under. So Cameron Young with a 2-shot lead. They're on Masters Sunday through 5 holes. And Scotty Scheffler in the mix in the top 5, tied with McIlroy at 9 under at Augusta National in Georgia. Augusta, Georgia will have an ECHL team coming up as well. Not sure if they start play next season or the year after. I believe it's the season after next. I believe the New Mexico Goatheads will join the ECHL over the offseason and will start play in the 2026-27 season. So a lot of divisional realignment about to come up in the ECHL. But that is an off-season problem and a next season problem. Right now, we'll step aside for one final time as we wrap up our Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show. We'll be ready to start the second period here in just a moment as the Admirals trail the Maine Mariners 1-0 here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality health care and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia Beach, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
Back and ready to start period 2 here at Cross Insurance Arena. The Admirals in their road whites trimmed in navy blue and gold move left to right. Isaac Poulter in the net to our left as the Admirals trail the Maine Mariners 1-0. Mariners in their throwback Boston Bruins style uniforms, a yellow base trimmed in black and white. Move right to left. Luke Cavalin in the net to our right, working on a shutout against the Admirals. Norfolk trailing 1-0 as we enter period 2. We'll redo the center ice face-off. Brooklyn Kalmakov pushes it back to Nick Anderson. Straightened back up for Kalmakov again, dumps it into Carson Musser's corner and chases down Josh McDougall to poke it up to the near side. Brady Florent's going to be first on it, and Grant Hebert sends it along for Osmondson to dump in. Knocked aside by Massicott, throw him back to Hebert from Florent and left to Hebert on the near side corner. Florent working towards the front, poked away by Cavalin and sent to the corner. Osmondson swiping it back up to the blue line for McDougall. Shot deflected just wide, and Musser moves it from the far side half wall towards the front. Flutters through the slot off the wall for McDougall on the blue line. Deflected by Osmondson in the high slot. Mariners get it to the blue line. A rolling puck goes back to the slot. And Musser gets tied up by Kalmakov. Florent steals it away, works it to the far corner. Backhander across the slot, knocked down by Massicott. And he'll try to settle it back behind the net Anderson sends it all the way down the ice to be picked up by Braden Engum, and McDougall moves it over the blue line onside, cross ice. Pap fires a shot, save Cavlin, rebound there, and Pap can't get a handle on it before the right-handed catching glove of Luke Cavlin gloves it down with 18:53 left in this second period. Maine leading 1-0. 2026-27 season tickets are on sale now. Lock in your seats for all 36 action-packed home games. Being a season ticket holder comes with a ton of great benefits, including an average of 35% off single game ticket prices. Visit our website or our social media to inquire today and get your 2026-27 season tickets now. Jaden Dureau moves it to the blue line in the offensive zone. Engum walks down the boards into the corner. It goes through Pap for Dureau in the trapezoid. Unable to get it out in front. It's knocked down by Johansson. Robert Cronin tied up by Dureau. Pap earns possession, wanting to find Crane in the slot, and Luke Cavlin gloves it down. Pap shoving a little bit with Nielsen on the side of the net. They'll be separated with 18:31 left in the second period.
No two clients, car accidents, or
no line changes made. We'll do it again, and now Nielsen has Pap tied up, grabbing him by the neck of the jersey. And they have to be separated by the linesman. Pap is in for the face-off against Robert Cronin. Nielsen encroaching into the circle. Ready for a face-off on the near side. Picked up by Johansson, thrown off the glass past Engum. Engum works it back for Pap in the defensive zone. He'll move it down the near side, getting around Venuto, trying to chase the play down to the near side. Pap with a hit on Nielsen. They'll come back up the ice together. Nielsen with a little bit of a spear and a cross-check on Pap right in front of the referee that goes uncalled away from the play, and Pap will head off for a line change. Crane deflected it in, so there's no icing, and Nielsen will move it up the far side for Robert Cronin. Over the blue line, it's dropped for Venuto, taking a body from Andre Sutter. Pascucci rims it up the near side glass, his first shift of the second period, and Bellamy resets it in the neutral zone. Up the near side, Perreault taking a hit from Carter Corpy, and Reifenberger trying to get there first, but Bellamy moves it along the way. Cronin over the blue line onside. Perreault goes cross ice off the backhand of Sebastian Vidmar. Far side circle, one-timer from Cronin, missed the net, goes all the way down the ice, no icing. 17:20 left in period two. Admirals still trail 1-0. Reifenberger with a hit behind the net. Sutter on the forecheck as well, and McKinnon finds Bellamy on the breakout. Off the skate of Satera, down the near side wall. Willem DeVoe gets around Drake, centers a pass that's knocked away by O'Leary, and he'll move it up the far side wall himself. O'Leary gets around DeVoe, walking over the blue line, rolls it into the corner, gets it back. Off the outside of the net, Satera turns, far circle, back to the near side, McDougall. Straight up, it's Carson Musser for a shot that goes wide. Nick McCary being harassed in front of the net as McDougall and Musser move it to Satera, who fires one wide. And McDougall gets on his horse to get to the rolling puck in the neutral zone. Satera at center ice, too far away from McCary, and the Mariners will transition through center. Willem DeVoe leaves it, no one's with him, and McCary trying to work it back to the neutral zone around Cheveldayoff. Dumped in at the red line around the boards, back behind it's Luke Cavlin to play it up to the far side. Loki Johansson looks off Massacott and skates right through the center of his defensive zone. Left wing pass for Cheveldayoff, onside over the blue line. He'll skate it in and dump it behind Poulter. Sander Lampa tied up by Engum as it moves to the blue line for Nielsen. His shot deflected just wide of the net to the near side. Admirals have a 2-on-1. Hebert going to the net. Osmondson over the blue line. Osmondson stops up. Back door. Off the post and in. Hebert ties it up on a perfect backdoor play from Brandon Osmondson. And it's a 1-1 game with 15:50 left in period two. That was dangerously close from Grant Hebert. Back behind Luke Cavlin, and he's able to put it off the post and in. And it will be Grant Hebert's 12th goal of the season. Brandon Osmundson's 22nd assist, his 43rd point on the campaign. Tied up 1-1, 15:50 left in the second period, and the Admirals win the center ice face-off. It's for Braden Engum and Will Magnuson in the defensive end. Pushed up the near side wall, trying to find Christoph Papp and Andre Sutter, 22 down to 24. Poulter sends it up the far side, high stick signaled. Not called, it was a Mariner that touched it, but we continue on. And it's dumped in past Poulter to the far side for Engum. Straight up, knocked down by Jordan, but it does find the center ice logo. Sent right back in by Bellamy to the near side. And Engum holds it in the trapezoid. Stutter step, doesn't get around Andreev, and poked at by Poulter for Reifenberger out towards center ice again. Dumped in by Anderson around the glass, hits a stanchion, and that's why Poulter stayed in his net. It came right back out in front off a stanchion, and he's able to paddle it away. Fluttered in the neutral zone, Carter Corpy comes in over the blue line. Players falling all over the place as it comes back out towards center. Papp onside, Pescucci back to Papp, flutters towards the front, poked away by Kavalin. Papp gets hog-tied by Robert Cronin, and finally noticed by the referee for a holding penalty with 14:42 left in the second.
Congratulations, KS and KSW. You'll be going home with player-signed Pirates jersey.
.42 left in period two. The Admirals on another New Horizon Bank power play. Far side circle face-off. Tie up on the face-off, sees Dureau move it to Josh McDougall at the blue line. Christoph Papp walks to the far half wall, and McDougall to the near side for Jaden Dureau. Dureau down to the corner. There's Grant Hebert walking back up to the half wall, looking for Brady Florent on the outside of the net, but McDougall moves it far side. Christoph Papp in the circle. Down low, Florent, saved by Kavalin, and Vidmar moves it to the blue line and out towards center ice. McDougall straight up. It's intercepted by Andreev. He'll go on a 2-on-2 shorthanded. Andreev around Hebert. Now it's a 2-on-1 to the slot. Knocked out of the air by Vidmar, and Poulter makes a save. Admirals outnumber, and Poulter leaves it behind the net for Hebert, and Florent will allow McDougall to set it back up. Josh McDougall leaves it for Christoph Papp. He's all alone in the neutral zone, working with speed over the blue line, and dumps it into the far corner. Trying to chase Xander Lampa down for the puck in the far corner. Loki Johansson has it, sends it up to the blue line, knocked down by Maine. And a 2-on-1 develops again. Xander Lampa on the far side, saved by Poulter with the blocker. And it's reversed back behind for Lampa again. Lampa to the far circle. Poulter has to make another save, this time with the knob of the stick. Hebert cross ice for Papp over the blue line. It's Florent. To the top of the zone, Hebert walks to the circle, forces it to the trapezoid. Hebert stood up by Johansson, but Nick McCary thrown into the boards from behind, and it's cleared down by the Mariners. Engie for O'Leary. And McCary over the blue line for Carter Corpy. It's deflected off the glass on the far side, stays in play. O'Leary lost sight of it. 10 seconds left in the New Horizon Bank power play. Poulter up the near side. Carter Corpy has time and space through the neutral zone. Drops it for O'Leary. O'Leary takes a shot as Corpy is dumped on his backside, and McCary sends it through the crease. Back to 5-on-5, full and even strength. Engum knocked to the boards by Andreev, and the Mariners with another possible 2-on-1. Stopped by Pescucci, stepping up in the neutral zone. O'Leary to the high slot, holds up, backhands at the blue line, still holding on to it. Thrown in between the hash marks, and the Mariners have another short-handed, even strength odd man rush. Venuto off the glove of Poulter. 8 minutes gone in the second period. Here comes Brody Crane. Crane, far side circle, back door, had the shooting lane, tried to force it to Andre Sutter. The pass didn't connect. Sutter tied up. Osmondson thrown to the boards by Bellamy. Back to the neutral zone, it's Perreault. Perreault still holding on to it. High slot, near circle, Andreev towards the front, fluttering in the slot. Perreault, toe drag, backhand, unable to get it on goal. Poulter down and back into his butterfly in the crease. To the blue line, off a skate of McKinnon for Bellamy. Bellamy near circle, walking to the corner. Players tied up in front. Bellamy through the crease. Good job by Piscucci to not allow Cronin a shot on goal. Lampa off the blocker of Poulter. And Piscucci sends it up the near wall, all the way down. Delayed icing signaled. And it will be a Sheraton Waterside icing called against the Admirals with 11:10 left in period one.
Congratulations, section you wrote well. You'll be going home with $15 Mini Mart gift card.
Cheveldayoff from the corner. It's pushed to the far side. Osmondson trying to start a 2-on-2 with Crane. Osmondson with speed down the far side. Knocked away by Nielsen, but he gets it back in the corner. Trying to find Hebert. It's taken away by McGuire, and he'll move down the right wing. Straight up through center. Florent gets tied up by McGuire. They'll tumble down to the ice. Lampa knocked away by Grant Hebert. He'll get around Nielsen. Hebert walks in, back door. Florent can't put it on goal. Thrown to the boards by Loki Johansson and transitioned by the Mariners. McGuire offside over the blue line. 10:30 left in period two. We'll step aside for the first time. We're tied at 1 here with 10.5 left in period two on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network.
When you need medical care, ask Centera Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in, and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Ten and a half left in period two. We'll redo this center ice face-off as DeVoe is tossed out. Sebastian Vidmar enters the face-off dot. Mariners trying to hold possession at the center ice red line. It's picked up and sent back to the boards on the far side by Centera, who is tied up a little bit. We are tied at 1. Halfway through this second period, 10-10 left in this period two. McCary trying to drop it along for Jack O'Leary. It's taken away by Massicott, and he'll lob it out to the red line. DeVoe can't get it in deep. Braden Engum on the far side, defensive zone circle. McCary steals it away, far circle shot past Cavalin. Back to the near side, blue line in the defensive zone. Engum finds McDougal. In front of the player benches, throws it off the skate of DeVoe. McDougal fights to get it back, and McCary comes over the blue line. Off the skates of Centera, he's dumped on his backside by Massicott. McCary on the forecheck along with O'Leary. They are unable to earn possession. And it's cleared cross ice. McDougal steps up at the red line. And offside is called as McCary has both feet on the bench. The player replacing him came onto the ice in the neutral zone, and somehow it's whistled offside with 9:26 left in period 2. It's always been one of those confusing offside situations for me. If you're going to deem that Nick McCary is in the field of play for an offside, call too many men on the ice. Otherwise, McDougal would have had a clear path to the net front. Instead, it's a neutral zone face-off with 9:20 left in period 2. Admirals win it. They'll dump it in behind Luke Kavelin, who comes out of his net to play it up the near side boards. McDougal walks the blue line, fakes the slap shot, leaves it for Musser, and he has it knocked away by Brooklyn Kalmakov. Right back onto the stick of Brody Crane, past his backhand, and luckily Josh McDougal is there to get it away from Jordan. Christoph Papp sends one wide all the way to the blue line. It's Josh McDougal. Far side, Carson Musser at the far circle, held on the blocker with the glove hand of Luke Kavelin. 8:54 left in this tied second period, 1-1. Northerner Hockey Camp, run by Admiral's own Marco Reifenberger, is a fun, high-energy daytime camp with 10 locations across the Midwest. Players build skills through hockey drills, games, and workouts in a competitive but upbeat environment. It's all about getting better while having a great time on the ice. Check them out at northernerhockeycamp.com or on Instagram and Facebook. Far side circle face-off in the offensive zone. Loose puck on the draw, and it's cleared off the glass and out. Not sure if this is going to have legs for an icing call. Piscucci's going to play it. Well, the Admirals get away with one there. So now, here's the situation. The puck never made it to the goal line. The linesman blew it dead for an icing call. Because of the incorrect icing call, the linesman will bring the faceoff out to the center ice circle. Both teams will be allowed to make a line change. It's the right call, but a little bit of situational awareness to have the whistle discipline and not blow it dead, as the puck was 10 feet short of the goal line on the delayed icing call. Chipped at the blue line past David Drake. Perreault knocked down by Drake, and Hebert gets on the back check. Too far behind Florent and onto the stick of Loki Johansson for Nielsen. 8:33 left in period 2. Nielsen moves it back from the defensive zone up the far side at the red line. Robert Cronin can't get it deep. Osmondson can. Osmondson from the corner. Backdoor. Florent is there off the right pad of Kavelin, and he'll cover it up. 8:21 left in the second period. Osmondson again battling to get to that puck on the far side. Threw it out in front, and a bouncer avoids the backhand of Brady Florent. Another far side circle face-off. Reifenberger, Corpy, and Sutter. Reifenberger wins it. Corpy leaves it. Magnuson toe drag shot blocked in front. Loki Johansson getting away from Reifenberger. Far side Nielsen straight through the gut for Robert Cronin. Over the blue line, it's onside, shadowed by Engum, and behind the net it goes to the far side for Nielsen. Not out at the blue line. Nielsen holds it. Cronin to the high slot. It takes a deflection off of Corpy out to the blue line. Florent will replace Carter Corpy, and Hebert will replace Andre Sutter. Then second period is the period of the long change. And trying to get fresh legs out whenever you can. Cheveldayoff from the corner. Far side one-timer, saved by Poulter, and there's Hebert. Can't get it out at the blue line, and it's dumped back behind the net past Poulter to the far side. Reifenberger with a whack on Cheveldayoff. Magnuson gets a one-hander out to the neutral zone. Hebert gloves it down, plays it with the stick enough to leave it for Magnuson. Florent far side through the legs of Hebert. He gets it. Saved by Kavelin with the left pad. Massicot will move it through center for Cheveldayoff. Onto the stick of McGuire, and Lampa gets around Musser, but not around McDougal. Lampa gets it back to the far side. Vidmar back through the crease. Cheveldale was there, but it's deflected. Bellamy towards the front, off the skate of McDougal. Musser from the near corner, poked away by Lampa. Pounded by McDougal with 6:45 left in a tied second period. Cleared back through neutral ice for McKinnon. Again, Dylan McKinnon, number 42 in yellow, making his pro debut. He'll work through center, and at the red line, he'll dump it around the boards. Past Poulter to the near side half wall. McDougal has it stolen by DeVoe. A one-timer is fanned on by DeVoe. Musser starts a 3-on-2 with Florent. Osmundson's going to cut to the high circle on the far side. Too far away from him. Osmundson leaves it. Piscucci, far side shot, blocked in front. He'll work it towards the circle and picked up by McKinnon. Almost intercepted by Osmundson, and DeVoe moves it along. Hemstrom for Vidmar, and it's dumped in behind. Poulter stops it in the trapezoid, and Drake will start it up the far side wall. Stolen away by Nielsen. Osmundson will go for a line change. Replaced by Nick McCary. McCary gets the partial breakaway pass. Works for a far circle shot that's blocked by Cavallin. O'Leary tied up by Nielsen. And they'll move back the opposite way as it's dumped in by Kalmakov into Jack Piscucci's corner. Push to the near side. O'Leary has it knocked away by Loki Johansson. And Cetera gets it back through the legs of Piscucci off the far wall. He'll send it off the glass and out on a deflection, so no icing with 5:22 left in the second period. Johansson with a stutter step around Nick McCary and up to the red line for Andreev. McCary and Engum collide, and Engum is slow to get up. And he'll head straight to the bench for a line change. Back behind the play. Andreev holds it at the bottom of the near circle, works towards the top of the zone. Andreev toe drag, no shot just yet. Straight away, Massicott near side one-timer. Save Poulter, rebound off the post and stays out. Pat for Cetera, and it's backhanded out. And that hit the scoreboard, hanging over center ice with 4:51 left in period two. We'll take our second media timeout. Still tied at 1, past the 5-minute mark of period 2. Here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward. That spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
This is Jack O'Leary, and you're listening to the Admirals Hockey on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Now let's get back to the action with Nick Gimbel.
4:51 left in period 2, tied at 1. Grant Hebert on a patient backdoor feed from Brandon Osmundson has tied the game up at 1 here in this second period. Admirals will have a defensive zone faceoff coming up on the far side circle with 4:51 left in the second period. Thrown to the blue line, held in by Massicott to the near half wall. Musser lost his stick, couldn't get to the loose puck, and Perreault moves it from the far side half wall, trying to cycle it down low. Cleared out by Reifenberger, though. Perreault gets it right back. Hounded at the red line and forced back to his defensive half. All the way back to the far circle in the main defensive end, and Massicott will work through center at the red line. It's chipped in past McDougal, picked up by Carter Corpy. Scored 2 goals in his pro debut last night here at Cross Insurance Arena. He's in on the forecheck as Massicott moves it to the far side for Jackson Bellamy. Out from behind his net, he'll work to the near side in the neutral zone off the stick of Perreault, and Poulter leaves it in the trapezoid for his captain, Carson Musser. Josh McDougall from the near circle, up for Christoph Papp. He's got time and space over the blue line, onside. From the near side corner, backhand to the far side, Jaden DeRoe. Back to the blue line, Engum back on the ice after the collision with Nick McCary. Off the outside of the net on the far corner, Luke Cavalin can't cover it up. And it's cleared off the near side corner of the boards. Flutters all the way down for a Sheraton Waterside icing with 3:38 left in this second period. Whether in the stands or at home, never miss a moment of the action. Catch every Admirals matchup live or on demand with Flow Hockey and stream all the ECHL action in high definition. We do want to thank the Spot 27 for broadcasting 14 of our 36 home games, bringing every hit, goal, and save to your TV at home. Far side circle face off in the offensive zone, right-handed glove hand side of Cavalin. Saved by Cavalin again as Engum sent it towards the front of the net. That'll bring the clock down to 3:35 left in the second period. We'll do it again on the far side circle. Another loose puck pushed to the corner. Bellamy takes down Brody Crane on the far side as Pat moves it from the near side boards. Back to the far side. Crane and McKinnon come together. Good body from Brody Crane. Finds Jaden DeRoe for a moment. Intercepted by Piscucci, and back to the neutral zone it goes for Braden Engum. Resetting it with Crane. Piscucci is the option in the neutral zone. It rolls off of his stick, and back the other way goes Cheveldayoff. Pressured by Engum, Piscucci gets back defensively towards the front of the net. Willem DeVoe shot blocked in front. Diving is McGuire, and it's knocked away by Piscucci. Crane for Papp. He'll work out of his defensive end. Crane backhands one at the red line, not deep. Hemstrom up the near side for Willem DeVoe. DeVoe fakes a slap shot to the slot. Hemstrom wide of the net. DeVoe sharp angle. Right pad save by Poulter. Rebound goes in. So the Mariners captain coming back into the lineup. This is just his 5th game played on the season. He gets his first goal, and it's a 2-1 Mariners lead. Pushed into the near corner. McCary gets on it in the offensive zone. Knocked away by Brooklyn Kalmakov. And back the other way goes Loki Johansson. He'll recycle it back in his defensive end off a body of O'Leary into the far corner. And Max Andreev sends Kalmakov through center, knocked away by McDougall, and Cetera gives it back to his alternate captain. McCary bodied down by Nielsen. O'Leary comes to him as McCary heads off the ice. Andreev drops it at the blue line. Kalmakov near circle, back to Kalmakov, save Poulter. Rimmed around the boards to the far side blue line. Nick Anderson towards the front. It goes wide. Massacott moves it to the high slot. McDougall ties up Jordan. Andreev moves it to the blue line for Massacott. Top of the zone, Andreev, shadowed by O'Leary. Towards the front of the net, blocked by Musser. One-handed to the blue line. O'Leary holds it. He'll come over the blue line onside. Cross ice, far side, Reifenberger shoots it over the net. It was a rolling puck. Andreev back to center. DeVoe leaves it for Andreev at the red line. Back to Perreault on the near side. Stutter step at the blue line, back towards center ice. Hounded by Osmondson from behind, but he comes over the blue line. Perreault, far circle shot deflected over the glass and out of play with 66 seconds left in this second period. Hemstrom and Vidmar getting the assists on Willem DeVoe's first of the season. At the 17-20 mark of the second period, Maine has their 1-goal lead right back. Grant Hebert's 12th of the season from Brandon Osmondson, and Jack O'Leary extending his point streak to 3 games, 1 goal and 4 assists now. A point in all 3 games here at Cross Insurance Arena, with the secondary on Grant Hebert's 12th goal of the season back at the 4:10 mark of this second period, excuse me. Osmondson from the defensive zone face-off win. It's cleared all the way down, rolls to the goal line. Sheraton Waterside icing called against Norfolk with 59 seconds left in the second period. We'll do it all over again, and the Mariners choose for the face-off to be taken on the near side circle. Blocker hand side of Poulter, less than a minute to go in the second period. To the blue line it goes. McKinnon around the boards, trying to find Cronin. It's past him and Hebert. Florent pokes at it. Pescucci's in the battle. Cronin has it intercepted by Hebert. He'll send Osmondson for a foot race down the near side. Knocked away by McKinnon. They stumble into the boards. Osmondson back on his feet and into the battle, but it's taken away by the Mariners. Perreault trying to work on Pescucci. Excellent defensive stick by Pescucci, and it's dumped in by Osmondson. Paddled away by Cavallin behind the net. McKinnon off the skates of Hebert. Tied up by Osmondson on the far side. Florent trying to find Hebert in the far circle. Taken away by Robert Cronin. Backhanded in the neutral zone. Hebert for Florent. McCary fresh off the bench. Taken by McKinnon out towards the center ice red line, and Venuto dumps it across the ice to an open area. Braden Engum for Will Magnuson, and that'll be it for period 2. Admirals still down by 1. They got on the board at the start of the second period, but it's a 2-1 lead for the Mariners after 40 minutes of play. And when we come back, it'll be another Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission, when we come back to the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The home comfort hat trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for that.
When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
The catastrophic injury team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality health care and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, It was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia Beach, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
Back inside Cross Insurance Arena for the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show. Admirals trailing the Mariners 2-1. Back in the first period, the only goal was Max Andreev's 19th of the season, a power play tally. Maine 1 for 2 on their power play opportunities. Norfolk 0 for 2. Andreev from Perot and Kalmakov in that first period gave the Mariners a 1-0 lead. After 20 minutes, Grant Hebert tied it up on a perfect, patient 2-on-1 play from Brandon Osmondson. Hebert's 12th of the season, assisted by Osmondson and Jack O'Leary, who has extended his point streak to 3 games, 1 goal and 4 assists now in those 3 games. But at the 17:20 mark of the second period, Willem DeVoe, the captain for this Mariners team in just his 5th game of the season, getting his first from Hemstrom and Vidmar. Shots tied up at 18 apiece through 40 minutes. Norfolk with 10 in the first period and 8 in the second period. Maine with 9 shots in both the first and second period. So we sit we sit down by 1 goal. It is a 2-1 lead for the Mariners. And the Admirals with some of their best offensive opportunities in this weekend series in those opening 40 minutes of play and still 20 minutes to go. When we come back to the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show, we'll take a final look at some out-of-town scores around the ECHL and around the world of sports here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
When you need medical care, ask Centera Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward, that spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The Home Comfort Hat Trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for that.
When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
The catastrophic injury team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality healthcare and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia B, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
We welcome you back inside Cross Insurance Arena as we continue our Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show. The Admirals trailing the Maine Mariners 2-1 here in the final game of this 8-game season-long series and the final of this specific 3-game set. 3 games left in the regular season after this afternoon, all 3 of them in Greensboro, North Carolina. This was scheduled as the final game of the season for the Admirals, but the 3 games post-Christmas were postponed against the Gargoyles and scheduled to be made up this upcoming Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. We'll take a look around the ECHL for some out-of-town scores. Reading still holding a 1-0 lead over the Wheeling Nailers, and the Trois-Rivières Lions have exploded for a 5-1 lead over the Adirondack Thunder. And after the Orlando Solar Bears and Jacksonville Icemen were tied at 3 after period 1, the Solar Bears were the only team to get a goal in the second period. They lead 4-3 at the end of their second period. The Savannah Ghost Pirates up 3-1 over the Atlanta Gladiators in their second intermission. And Worcester with a commanding 4-0 lead over the Greensboro Gargoyles in their second intermission. Cincinnati and Kalamazoo tied at 1. Bloomington with a 4-0 lead over Greenville in the second intermission. Allen and Wichita tied at 2, getting ready to start their third period. And after 20 minutes, the Indy Fuel are down 1-0 to the Iowa Heartlanders, and the Tulsa Oilers have a 2-1 lead over the Idaho Steelheads. 2 games yet to get underway. Out west, the Fort Wayne Comets hosting the Toledo Walleye, and the Utah Grizzlies hosting the Rapid City Rush. Up in the American Hockey League, the Manitoba Moose and Texas Stars are tied at 2 with 1 minute remaining in their second period. And we'll round out with one more look at Masters Sunday. Rory McIlroy pulling back, 1 shot behind Justin Rose, who has the sole possession of the lead here. Justin Rose through hole 10 is 12 under. Rory McIlroy in second, that is 11 under. Cameron Young and Hatton are tied for third at 10 under. So 9 holes in, 9 holes to go for Rory McIlroy, chasing down his second green jacket after getting his first and completing the career Grand Slam last year. But Justin Rose also trying to get that green jacket today with the lead at 12 under through 10 holes. But in our game, the Admirals trail the Maine Mariners 2-1 after 40 minutes of play. And when we come back, It'll be the Michelob Ultra Zero third period here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
When you need medical care, ask Centera Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear, we made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down, we go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward, that spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
Ready to start the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. The Admirals down by just a goal as we get you set for this third period here at Cross Insurance Arena. Nick Gimbel on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Pleased to bring you all the Admirals action as they conclude their 2025-26 regular season away from Scope Arena. Admirals in their road whites. Isaac Poulter in the net to our right as the Admirals move right to left. Maine Mariners in their throwback style Boston Bruin themed uniforms with the old Mariner logo on the crest on front as the Mariners wear their yellow base jerseys trimmed in black and white, moving left to right with Luke Haviland in the net to our left. Mariners have a 2-1 lead at the start of the third period. It's chipped down the near side wall by Kalmakov, and Poulter stops it in the trapezoid. Up the near side and back towards Josh McDougall, and Carson Musser works straight through center, sends it all the way down the ice. And it will be an early Sheraton Waterside icing called against Norfolk just 27 seconds into this third period. Faceoff will come back down to the Admirals defensive zone. Mariners choose for the faceoff to be taken on the near side circle. Glove hand side of Poulter. Cronin centering Perot and Venuto out for Maine. Top line of Hebert, Florenta, Osmundson out for the Admirals. Osmundson chips it to the blue line, out towards center ice. Nielsen pushed back And straight through center, it's chipped right back in by Venuto, who's tied up by Osmondson a little bit. Takes the stick out of the hands of Osmondson. And it's played to the near corner for Josh McDougall. Osmondson with his stick back in his hands as Cronin sends it towards the crease. It's there at the top of the crease. Save made by Poulter. Rebound goes off the outside of the net. Perreault back to the middle. Venuto, and it's rolled into the left-handed catching glove of Isaac Poulter. 19:06 left in this Michelob Ultra Zero third period. A little too close for comfort for the Admirals there. At the start of this third period, down 2-1. Faceoff will stay in the Admirals' defensive zone, this time on the far side circle. Waiting for the linesman to drop the puck on that far side. Controlled by Maine at the blue line. Loki Johansson's shot blocked. Rebound is there. It hit Willem DeVoe in front and plopped down on the far side of the net. Reifenberger chips it up and out, and on fresh ice it will roll into the corner. And the linesman not allowing Loki Johansson to take a improper path to the puck and waves the icing off. Andre Sutter towards the front. Corpy gets it back in the crease, or the slot rather, and sends it just wide. And it's poked to the high slot, knocked right back by Carter Corpy. Andre Sutter steals it away from Johansson, walks towards the front, save Kavalin, and it rolls through the crease to the near side. Back close to a tie game once again, and it's chipped into the Mariners bench and out of play. 18:20 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Faceoff will be right at center ice. O'Leary, Cetera, and McCary for the Admirals, but it's picked up, and McKinnon will hold on to it for the Mariners. Off the stick of O'Leary, and McCary dumps it in. Michael Cetera's on the forecheck into Jackson Bellamy's corner. O'Leary joins the battle, comes up to the near half wall. Xander Lampa moves it along, held by McCary for a moment, and now backhanded cross ice. Pascucci with a step up, along with David Drake, and they earn possession at the blue line. Pascucci in his own zone. He'll work through center. It rolls away from him, and Cheveldayoff restarts it at the blue line. Lampa with a 2-on-1 cross ice. Drake with a diving poke check. Just enough on it to get it away from Lampa. Lampa gets it back in the trapezoid behind the net. Bodied by O'Leary in the near corner. Drake support, sends it up the wall. McCary pokes at it, stolen by Cheveldayoff. O'Leary gets it out to the neutral zone, but Cheveldayoff holds on to it. Dumps it right back onto the stick of David Drake. Far side circle, Pascucci up the way for McCary. Allowing Brody Crane to chase it down. Throws it errantly into the high slot off a shin pad of Cheveldayoff. 2 minutes and 45 seconds into this Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Mariners go D to D, and Massicott gains the red line, dumps it off the glass, and it goes over the glass and out of play. The faceoff should be back at center ice.
Congratulations, Josh. You'll be going home with a player.
17:01 left in this Michelob Ultra Zero third period. It will be just outside of the Admirals' defensive zone on the near side. One back for Anderson to rim it around. It's over the stick of Poulter. McDougall sends it right back towards center ice. Massicott for Anderson. On for Brooklyn Kalmakov. Near side half wall, gets past Musser to the corner below the goal line. Far side Andreev gets it back to Kalmakov. Andreev shot, save Poulter. Rebound cleared by Musser. He's taken down on the near side circle, and Dureau moves it out towards neutral ice. Dureau trying to find Pap or Crane on the far side in the slot, but it's taken by Anderson, And Andreev comes on the transition. Kalmakov toe drag shot. Save Poulter. No rebound to be had as Magnuson clears out Kalmakov from in front of Isaac Poulter. Hey, hockey fans, take the action from the rink to Just Birdies, Norfolk's multi-sport simulator bar and grill. Shoot, swing, and score in over a dozen sports or chill with craft drinks and great eats. It's the perfect play after the game. Just Birdies, or every night's game night. .19 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Face-off coming up on the near side circle. Glove hand side of Poulter. Controlled by Perreault. He'll work towards the top of the zone. Cycles it back off a shin pad of Engum at the half wall. Cronin looks for it at the goal line. Cycle Perreault through the crease to the far side. Antonio Venuto cycles it behind for Cronin. Hounded by Magnuson, but he holds on to it. Walks to the middle. Poked away by Engum. Perreault's first on it, though, in the far corner. To the top of the zone, Perreault turns, fires, blocked away by Hebert, poked in the high slot. No one gets there in a white jersey, and it's dumped back in by Venuto. Cronin to the slot, all the way to the blue line. Loki Johansson shot blocked to the far corner. Venuto on goal, and save made by Poulter. Magnuson to the far side for Florent. Finds Hebert cutting through the neutral zone, but it goes through his legs, and Nielsen sends it up. And the Mariners work through center ice. Onside at the blue line off the stick of Venuto, and it picked up by Osmundson in front of the player benches. Works to the high slot. Osmundson cross ice, glove down. Drake towards the net, saved by Kavalin. Osmundson working to the far half wall. O'Leary trying to push back out in front. Now it's Cetera in the trapezoid. Osmundson to the bench, replaced by McCary. High slot, Cronin chips it around Pescucci. Drake gets back with Vidmar, and Pescucci holds on to it for Nick McCary on the near side. Back to Pescucci. Good play off the outside of the net, pressured by Willem DeVoe, and McCary works through center. At the red line, it's dumped in. Off the glass behind the net of Kavalin. Left behind, McCary steals it away. Push to the far side circle. McDougall steps up, and a one-on-one develops in the neutral zone. Hemstrom waiting for support from Massicott. Rimmed off the glass behind the net. Poulter stops it up, and Musser leaves it in the trapezoid to the far side for McDougall. Fluttering pass to the near side, on and off the backhand of O'Leary. 14-16 left in this Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Over the blue line, it's McGuire. Bumped down by Jaden Dureau, and that's going to be a penalty call. Well, now a trip is being signaled. I thought the original penalty was going on Dureau for a cross check. No one knows what's going on the ice right now. McGuire heads into the beat box, penalty box, rather perplexed.
Congratulations, Derek P. You'll be going home on the player's side. Mariners simply hockey hat.
So a fresh 2-minute New Horizon Bank power play coming up. Norfolk trails 2-1. Picked up by the Mariners, rimmed off the boards and all the way down. Poulter for Carter Corpy, and left for Braden Engum. Engum works through center, looks for a drop pass. He'll just take it himself over the blue line. And it's dumped all the way out for Sebastian Vidmar to chase Jack O'Leary into the near corner. Vidmar with O'Leary losing his stick. He's going to hold possession on the near corner. And past Michael Cetera all the way down, but not enough for an icing call. It's in the Mariners defensive zone and cleared back to Norfolk territory. Top unit comes out. Engum for Pap on the near side. Holds on to it to the corner. Leaves it behind for Brady Florent. And picked up by the Mariners, but not out. They're trying to pass it instead of clear it down. McDougal for Hebert on the far circle. 13 minutes left in regulation. 53 seconds left on the New Horizon Bank power play. Duro shot just over the crossbar as the Admirals still trail 2-1 and out towards the neutral zone. Pap in front of the Admirals bench, works back the other way. Pushed for Duro over the blue line and recycled for Grant Hebert at the blue line. Now half wall for Brady Florent on the near side. Backhands it to the far side for Jaden Duro. Hebert in the far circle. Knocked to the corner. Massicot gets there first. He's thrown down by Hebert. No penalty call. Pat continues to play and sends the shot on goal. Duro works it to the blue line. Near side circle. McDougal to the corner. Florent cross ice. Pap is there on the backhand and to the blue line for Duro. Off a stick to the near side half wall. 6 seconds left in the power play. McDougal fighting for it in the corner. Hebert from the far side walks out. Stolen away. McGuire wants the breakaway pass. He's not going to get it. It's stolen away by Musser. And Hebert at the red line leaves it for Jaden Duro to work down the far wall. Willem DeVoe recycles it for Anderson. And we're back to 5-on-5 full and even strength. Mariners work through center. 11.5 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Admiral still trail 2-1. Far side, Andreev walks around the net. Off the backside of Piscucci, who is down in front of the net. And Osmondson sends it off the far wall, trying to allow Andre Sutter to chase it down. And from the far corner, sent all the way through neutral ice. Kalmakov gets there at the blue line. Near side, Jordan saved by Poulter, and Musser holds onto it in the near corner. Centering pass intercepted. Kalmakov down low. Andreev in the corner to the high slot. Johansson can't get it to the middle. Backhanded off the glass. It's behind for Andreev. Bouncing over the stick of McKinnon at the blue line down to Mariner territory. 10:45 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Chip to the far red line. And McCary goes through the legs of Carter Corpy. McCary offside. I thought McCary waited long enough for Corpy to come over the blue line, but I guess not. 2-1 lead still in the works for the Mariners. 10:35 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. We'll step aside for a moment here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The Home Comfort Hat Trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for that.
When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
The catastrophic injury team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
This is Braden Ingham, and you're listening to Admirals Hockey on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Now, let's get back to the action with Nick Gimbel.
.10:35 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. The Admirals unable to capitalize on the New Horizon Bank power play. They still trail 2-1, approaching the halfway point of this third period. Rimmed in by Engum at the red line. To the near half wall, Robert Cronin trying to chip it out. Magnuson holds it, and Carter Corpy resets it for Engum. Dumped in again at the red line by Engum. Takes a hit in front of the Mariners bench. As chipped around by McCary to the far side. Corpy is there, along with Jack O'Leary. But it's Bellamy starting it up, stolen away. Magnuson fires off the shoulder of Cavalin. Halfway through this Michelob Ultra Zero third period, 10 minutes remaining. Admirals down by just a goal. Chipped at the blue line, and it's past Brody Crane for a 2-on-2. Perreault knocked away by Engum. He'll pick his head up and find O'Leary on the far side over the blue line. Stops up, down low for Brody Crane. Towards the front, trying to find McCary, but it's chipped in the air. David Drake pinches at the blue line. McCary to the high slot, too far away from Brody Crane. To the near side corner, Massicott trying to work through center. That goes all the way down. Pescucci wins the race to the dot. They didn't take into account back in the first period that Hebert won the race to the puck. They do now. So we continue on, no icing called. Luckily, the Admirals make it not matter as they get it out towards center ice. Pescucci with a big hit at center ice, and he's jumped by Sebastian Vidmar. Vidmar should be out of this game for an instigator penalty at 2-5-10 as Pescucci laid the cleanest and biggest hit of the night on Linus Hemstrom in the neutral zone. There was no penalty on the original hit, and Sebastian Vidmar takes down Pescucci. And everybody has to be separated in front of Isaac Poulter. That should be the end of the afternoon for the former Admiral. .22 in yellow heads to the beat box penalty box. We'll see what the call is. Just 2 minutes on the board for Vidmar. Well, now Andreev, who's wearing a full face shield, is chirping at the entire Admirals bench. I mean, it's such a clean hit. Shoulder on shoulder, and Vidmar comes in and sucker punches Jack Pescucci, who takes a sucker punch for the second straight game. Well, that's the voice of Max Andreev telling the referee he's going to injure somebody. And Andreev cross-checks Christoph Papp in the back of the neck. Held in at the blue line by Papp and out towards the neutral zone. Big moment for the Admirals. Let's see if they can tie it up. Papp in the near corner, rimmed around to the far side. Hebert with 8:46 left in regulation, down by one. McDougall slap shot deflected over the crossbar. Papp all the way to the near half wall for McDougall. And it's cleared all the way down by the Mariners. .115 left in the New Horizon Bank power play. Engum for Florent. On and off the stick of Osmundson and cleared back down by the Mariners. Engum flushed out by Xander Lampa. Over the blue line near side, Crane at the circle, leaves it for Dureau. Walks to the high slot, Dureau shot, just misses the net. Back to the near side for Dureau again. To the corner, it's O'Leary. Dureau, cross ice. Back to the top for Engum. Shot deflected over the glass and out of play with 7:46 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. 39 seconds left on the New Horizon Bank power play. Fourth opportunity of the afternoon for the Admirals, still trying to find the back of the net on the man advantage. O'Leary pushes the face-off to the blue line, but it's skated out by Jordan, and he'll send it over the head of Poulter off the glass behind the net. Crane leaves it for O'Leary. 25 seconds left on the New Horizon Bank power play. McDougal drops it for O'Leary. Off the stick of Jordan, Crane gets it over the blue line for Dureau. Open space far side for Carter Corpy. Towards the front, behind the net for O'Leary. And now there's a whistle. So after Christoph Pack takes a cross check for Max Andreev, in the back of the neck, Jaden Dureau is given a slashing penalty behind the play for a slight whack on a stick. So the power play's done. 4-on-4 for 13 seconds. Jack Piscucci works up the far side boards in short 4-on-4 play. And now the Admirals are on the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill with 7:05 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Vidmar escapes the beat box, penalty box, after jumping Jack Piscucci just a few moments ago. Back towards the front of the net. Poulter makes a point-blank save. With 1:27 left on the kill, 6:47 left in regulation.
Rows 18 and 19. You'll be going home with discovered a free car wash coupon.
Still 2-1 Mariners with 6:47 left in this Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Face-off far side circle, won by Maine. Kalmikov walks the blue line to the far side circle, and along the way for Anderson straight away. Near side Andreev, and it's chipped over the glass and out of play. Face-off will stay in the Admirals' defensive zone. I'm not sure what the Mariners are looking at in this third period. 3 of them on the ice want a delay of game penalty. It was the most clear deflection out of play I've ever seen and heard. The Mariners have excellent ice level microphones that we're all listening to, and we all hear the stick on stick collision that sent the puck over the glass and out of play. When you're begging for calls, I guess you're begging for anything. Kalmikov at the blue line, walks down the near side boards and leaves it at the high slot. Beggars can't be choosers, but the Admirals will watch this puck go all the way out towards the Mariners defensive zone. And it's dropped back for Anderson halfway through the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. Anderson drops it for Kalmikov, and he'll send another errant pass all the way down for Musser to clear it all the way out. And Luke Kavalin leaves it for Anderson. Over the red line is Cronin, dumps it past Carson Musser. Andreev gets there, pounded by McCary to the far side for Kalmikov. 30 seconds left until we're at 5-on-5 full and even strength. Kalmikov to the corner. Andreev walks behind the net. To the top of the slot, Cronin has it bounce over his stick. Nielsen to the near side for Andreev. 19 seconds left on the kill. Cronin to the blue line. Nielsen works. Far side, Kalmikov, top of the circle, down to the corner for, looks like Perreault. Back to the blue line, walks to the near circle, leaves it for Andreev. To the high slot, push to the far circle. Nielsen slaps shot off the glove of Poulter, off the glass behind the net. Back to 5-on-5 full and even strength. DeRose out of the beat box, penalty box. Push to the corner. Kalmakov works it to the top of the zone. Cronin sends McCary down to the ice, who didn't have the puck. Interference not called. It's loose. Poulter makes a save. He covers it up, and Perreault gets tied up in front. More pushing and shoving in front of Poulter. All of this with 5:02 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. We'll step aside for the final time. Admirals trail by 1 here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality health care and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
This is Christoph Papp, and you're listening to Admirals Hockey on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Now, let's get back to the action with Nick Gimbel.
5:02 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. That entire media timeout, and still Jacob Perreault is yelling at the entire Admirals bench. Most of the communication was between him and Nick McCary. A 2-1 lead for the Mariners still. Admirals trying to tie it up, but they have a defensive zone face-off coming up to the blocker hand side of Poulter. O'Leary wins the face-off. Engum back for Magnuson, and we have reached the final 5 presented by Centera. O'Leary moves over the blue line to the far side around McKinnon. Dumps it in behind the goal line. Bellamy stops it down away from Centera, and McKinnon works it up the far side wall. Off the skates of Engum, and back to the neutral zone for Centera to reset for Magnuson. Engum up the near side for O'Leary in the neutral zone. Magnuson wanted to go to the bench for a line change. He's forced to stay on as O'Leary sent it to him. And now Magnuson forced to stay out as it's dumped in by DeVoe for Poulter to play it. Up the near side for Magnuson in the near corner. Backhand to the far side off the glass. Knocked down by Xander Lampa. McGuire shot deflected just wide. Rebound near side. Save Poulter. Rebound save Poulter again. 4:08 left in regulation. Admirals trail 2-1. Big saves by Poulter there in the dying moments of this third period. Engum sends it off the boards. Glove down by Centera. Cross ice. O'Leary for McCary down the near side boards. Slap shot off the left-handed blocker of Cavalin. Florent fresh off the bench. Moves it behind the net. McCary to the near half wall for Musser. Musser back to the near blue line. McDougall walks down the wall. He's tied up by Lampa. Trying to get it around McGuire. Florent to the high slot. Hebert rolled away, and Cheveldayoff leaves it for Massicott off the glass and out to the neutral zone. Musser takes a hit, moving it along, for McDougall. Osmondson, cross ice. Hebert has to knock it out of the air to keep it below the goal line. Hebert poking. Musser near circle to the hash marks. Backhander just wide. And it's cleared through the legs of Cheveldayoff all the way down for a Sheraton Waterside icing against the Mariners with 3:15 left in regulation. We'll keep an eye on Isaac Poulter and see when he heads to the bench for the extra attacker. And we'll see when Jeff Carr wants to use his timeout. Face off on the near side circle. It's the strong side for Grant Hebert. Mariners win possession. It's chipped to the blue line, gloved by Florent. No hand pass. It's back at the neutral zone. Pescucci ties up Jordan, allowing Florent to leave it at the red line and dump it in off the body of the linesman towards the front of the net, and Cavallin gloves it down. It would not have counted if the puck went in. A goal cannot be scored when it goes in directly off of an on-ice official. But the Admirals do have an offensive zone face-off because of it. 2:59 left in regulation. Admirals down 2-1. Towards the front of the net again, and Cavallin has to cover it up. O'Leary with one last whack at it. We'll do it over again on the near side circle. Defensive line change brings Musser and McDougall out in change of Pescucci and Engel. Mariners win the faceoff again. Johansson sends it off the net, and Kalmakov sends it out. That goes into the Mariners bench and out of play. The faceoff should stay in Maine's defensive zone with 2:50 left in regulation. Shots 25-24 in favor of the Mariners, and they lead 2-1. O'Leary with the win on the face-off. Musser near circle. Cross ice. O'Leary was there, and it gets poked just wide. 2-on-1 for the Mariners. Kalmakov down the far side, hounded by McDougall from behind. Cross ice through the crease, and Jordan can't put it home. McDougall up for O'Leary. Leaves it for Michael Cetera. McDougall at the blue line. Cross ice. Engum, far circle. Cross ice back again for Reifenberger. Too far away from him. And McDougall sends it to the high slot for O'Leary. Back to the blue line. McDougall, far side. Engum, one-timer. Save. Cavallin, and the rebound goes to the corner. Poulter still in the net. Cetera, far circle. O'Leary, blocked away by Johansson over the glass and out of play with 2:05 left in regulation. Faceoff should stay in the defensive zone of the Mariners. Jeff Carr has whiteboard in hand. Poulter still at the net. Still 5-on-5, 2:05 left in regulation. Jeff Carr holds on to his timeout. Poulter stays in the net for now. Admirals need one to tie. McKinnon has it stolen away by Christoph Papp in the far corner. Jackson Bellamy over the stick of Crane to the near side. Pescucci pinches in, down low. Papp to the far side corner. DeRoe's going to get there first. Bodied by Willem DeVoe. McKinnon sends Papp to the glass but yields possession. Willem DeVoe gets it back, and Hemstrom moves it cross ice. Not enough for an icing call. Engum falls down, keeping it away from Sebastian Vidmar, and Pescucci holds it in the corner. Leaves it for Papp, who's back defensively. 90 seconds left in regulation. Christoph Papp out of the defensive zone. Far side, Musser over the blue line. Poulter looks to the bench for direction, stays on the ice as it's held at the blue line by McDougall. Around the boards to the near side. 1:18 left in regulation. Hard hit on the near side. Crane back to his feet. McDougall, blue line. Musser, shot towards the front, deflected over the net. Poulter still in the net as Hebert gets taken down by Bellamy. DeRoe, far corner. Poulter still on the ice. Backdoor near side. Hebert wide of the net. 1 minute left in regulation. Poulter still on the ice. McDougall, a one-timer blocked by Hemstrom. Poulter sprints to the bench. There's the extra attacker to the slot. It pinballs to the far corner. DeRoe, far side. Andreev, they come together. Held on the yellow dasher. Florent trying to peel it away. To the slot. No one's there. Hemstrom clears it to the blue line and out. Near side McDougall rims it behind. Cavallin's out of the net. He looks to the empty net, thinks better of it. Far side, Brooklyn Kalmakov. Hemstrom out towards center ice. McDougal steps up. 22 seconds left. The Admirals come back the other way. Florent cross ice. Hebert off the far half wall to the slot. No one's there. Cleared out by Maine with 13 seconds left. One last opportunity. McDougal, far side, Musser over the blue line. 8 seconds. Dumped into the near corner. Hebert chasing it down. Poked into the netting and out of play with 3.5 seconds left. There's enough time for one face-off left in the offensive zone. Jeff Carr picks the whiteboard back up. Does he use a timeout? Time has been added onto the clock, 4.1 seconds. And a timeout is called by Jeff Carr. He's going to try to tie this game up with a set play.
Timeout, Norfolk.
Well, a quick recap. Max Andreev on the power play, his 19th of the season. At the 11:09 mark, assisted by Perreault, and Kalmikov got the scoring started and gave the Mariners a 1-0 lead through 20 minutes of play. Grant Hebert's 12th of the season from Osmundson and O'Leary tied it up at the 4:10 mark of the second period. And right now, the go-ahead goal belongs to the Mariners captain, Willem DeVoe, his first of the season. In this, just his 5th game played. Hemstrom and Vidmar the assists. No scoring yet in this third period. We're down to the final 4.1 seconds. Poulter to the bench. Admirals with a must-win face-off to try to get a quick shot on goal to tie it. They trail 2-1. Hebert in for the face-off. Pap and Florent are in front of the net. Musser and Corpy are back, as well as Osmundson on the near side circle. 4.1 on the clock. Admirals need one to tie. Hebert wins it. Corpy tries to move it along, and it's cleared to the blue line by Jordan, and that's it. Mariners take all 3 games this weekend, and the Admirals will head back home for a quick break before going to Greensboro, North Carolina for the final 3 games of the regular season. We'll step aside and wrap this one up as the Mariners defeat the Admirals 2-1 on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia B, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
Admirals fall 2-1 to the Maine Mariners this afternoon and drop all 3 games here on their quick northeastern road trip. Andreev's 19th of the season at the 11:09 mark on the power play, putting Maine 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Hebert's 12th of the season from Osmundson and O'Leary tied it up at the 4:10 mark of the second period. The game-winning goal belongs to the Mariners captain, Willem DeVoe, his first of the season from Hemstrom and Vidmar at the 17:20 mark of the second period. No scoring in the third period from either team. Admirals outshot the Mariners 9-7 in the third period and 27-25 in the game, and were 0 for 4 on the power play this afternoon. Admirals will head back to the 757 for a quick break and then hit the road Wednesday to get set for a 10:30 a.m. school day puck drop against the Greensboro Gargoyles on Thursday for the first of 3 makeup games that were supposed to be played December 26th, 27th, and 28th. That 3-game series will be the final 3 games of the Admirals season on a Thursday, Friday, Sunday set. 10:30 a.m. school day game on Thursday, 7 p.m. Friday night, and a 3 p.m. afternoon puck drop to conclude the season on Sunday. A game that took 2 hours and 28 minutes to play in front of 5,246 here at Cross Insurance Arena ends with the Mariners defeating the Admirals 2-1 here in the final game of this 3-game weekend set. One final time here from Cross Insurance Arena, Nick Gimbel saying so long and thank you for making us a part of your Sunday afternoon. Enjoy the Bristol race and enjoy the conclusion of Masters Sunday as McIlroy has regained a 2-shot lead through 12 holes. Mariners defeat the Admirals 2-1 in the final game of their 8-game season-long series. Make sure you tune in bright and early, coffee and breakfast in hand for a 10:30 a.m. puck drop on Thursday at First Horizon Coliseum as the Admirals begin that 3-game set against the Greensboro Gargoyles. But this afternoon, it's a 2-1 defeat at the hands of the Maine Mariners.